What's up, guys? Welcome to my first episode of FosterDaily. Really excited to start this with you guys. The topic I'm going to be discussing today is gratitude. With gratitude, it's crazy. Like, I don't know if you ever stop and just listen to all the negativity that's going on in this world. I'd encourage you to just try and be aware of it. Maybe next time you go out to the gym, the park, the grocery store, wherever, just be really aware and try and listen to how negative people are. For example, I talk to people about, why haven't you started something? It's always like the same thing. It's always the same thing. Like, I'm just scared. I don't know where to start. And pretty much every time it stems from people caring what other people think. So, and it's hard in the beginning, like getting on these YouTube videos, actually starting to talk to people, get yourself out there. It's tough, and it's like, it may make you anxious in the beginning, but if you realize like it's you and you're being authentically you and you're just getting after it, that's awesome. So kind of back to that point, so many people make these decisions based off of other people, what your parents think, what your friends think, what your teacher thinks, what your friends think, etc., etc. We make these decisions that aren't the best for us. And a lot of this, I feel like, stems from also being grateful for what we have. But a lot of people use that as an excuse too. I hear people going, I'm grateful that I have this roof over my head. I'm grateful I have food, and that's great. It's great to be grateful for that, and it's great to feel that and have that gratitude. But that shouldn't be something that's going to hold you back from going to the next level, from getting better and better and better, being able to help more and more people. So it's just like, it's hard to be grateful all the time. And I think that really stems from people not having perspective. We live in this society now that is so instant. Everything is instant. People want it right away. They don't want to wait, etc., etc. I remember when the internet was first coming out and we got dial-up at our house, and it was so slow. It took like 12 minutes to read an email because it would take so long to load. And it was still amazing though. It was so amazing to be able to go on there and go into AOL chat and everything like that and be able to talk to your friends. And I think the problem so much of America has is we don't have perspective. Like, it's all this short-term thing. It's all this, I want it now, I want to be rich now, get rich quick scheme, all those things. That's just not reality. It's a long game. Think about a lot of, or most of the successful people in the world. They're older people because they've had more time. They've had more time to build their empire. They've had more time to build these things out. So rushing it is just, it's not sustainable, and it's not reality. It happens for 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And people chase after that dream. When the reality is it's hard work. It's grinding day in, day out. And most of all, it's being consistent. You'll hear that from everybody who is successful. Consistency. So just having that perspective on life, being able to, see things in the longer term. Not everything is short term. Not everything is right away. Being able to actually wait it out and reap the rewards then, instead of these short terms. I want to make $1 million this year. What is the reality behind that? And are you really aligned with the amount of work that it takes to get you there? And I think that really links in a lot to gratitude. There's so many I feel like people just spend so much time on negative things or why they can't do something, rather than just jumping into it and just executing. Like I was at the 10x Growth Conference with Grant Cardone, and he's all talking about how he would rather always have just a good or okay plan and execute, rather than continuously revising this plan and making this perfect plan and wasting all this time and then executing. And I think that's where a lot of people get shocked, get suppressed, and don't start something, is because they just don't execute. They worry about how they're going to sound, the lighting. They're worried about it's not that great of a video to start, it's this or that. And just start, document your life. So it doesn't have to be this fancy thing. Just get started. Just start it. Because that's the thing. You start, and then you get this compound effect. You get this compound effect where it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm so glad I started. It all starts with one thing. Like, let's put it, for instance, for you, you start a new Instagram. You want to do an Instagram about selling gnomes. You love gnomes or whatever. You start with 0 followers. You have to get 1 follower before you can get 2. You have to get 2 before you can get 3, etc., etc. And people don't see this. They see this one page that has a million subscribers, 1 million followers, and they're making all this revenue selling gnomes. And people think, wow, how can I get that overnight? They want all the success, but they don't want to work for it. They don't see the progression of how much work it was. Maybe it was 4 years in the making, posting gnome videos and doing a gnome blog and vlog all the way for 4 years. The sweat and tears to actually get there. And that's perspective too, being able to see behind the scenes and how hard somebody really did work for that. Because we all see these results, and it's just plagued in our media. Lose 40 pounds in 10 days, do this or that, try this fad diet, you can do this and you can be rich tomorrow. And it's honestly just, it's sad, because that's just not reality. It's not reality to be able to just be rich tomorrow. It's not reality to lose 40 pounds today and feel great tomorrow. It's not reality for all these things without consistency. And that's where people are missing it. They're missing it on the consistency level. So I would just say just focus on being grateful today, and just focus on how much negativity you hear, and just keep that positivity, I guess, around you. It's so easy to get caught up in these negative avenues and think about petty things like, I should do this, I should do that. That customer was a total jerk, like whatever it is. And wasting our time, our thoughts, our energy on that, when we should really just be building our own empire and getting after it. So I'm just going to leave it off there. Thanks so much for joining my first episode of FosterDaily, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much.